This week at NASA.
Okay, guys, let's go.
The first hatchlings from endangered sea turtle eggs at possible risk by the BP oil spill were released into the Atlantic Ocean off the Kennedy Space Center on July 11.
There they go. Have fun. Yay!
Oh, that's awesome. So this is the very first Gulf Coast nest from the Deepwater Horizon oil spill.
After their collection at a Florida Panhandle beach, the eggs of 22 Kemp's Ridley turtles were brought to a secure climate-controlled facility at Kennedy, where the nest was monitored until incubation was complete.
Tonight, we'll take the hatchlings and put them in here. We'll reduce the amount of sand because it's too heavy.
Okay.
We'll put them in here and we'll take them to the beach in this.
Federal and state agencies and conservationists hope to relocate and release over the next several months about 700 sea turtle nests deposited on Gulf Coast beaches in Florida and Alabama.
This means they survived the excavation process, they survived the trip across the state of Florida, they made it into our facility, and they are doing what they normally would do, and this is just great.
The last external fuel tank scheduled to fly on a space shuttle mission arrived at the Kennedy Space Center after a 900-mile journey from New Orleans to Florida. The tank, designated ET-138, will be mated to the orbiter Endeavour and 2 solid rocket boosters for STS-134. ET-138 is the 134th external fuel tank built by Michoud workers and delivered to the Space Shuttle program over a span of 37 years. The STS-134 mission to deliver the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer experiment and other hardware to the International Space Station is targeted to launch from Kennedy on February 26. A new satellite about the size of a loaf of bread is being readied for launch. NASA's Organism Organic Exposure to Orbital Stresses, or ORIOS, will launch into orbit aboard a Minotaur 4 rocket from Kodiak Island, Alaska, as part of a mission to demonstrate and conduct low-cost science experiments on nanosatellites. It's the first CubeSat, or miniature autonomous satellite, to carry 2 distinct science experiments simultaneously. One will test how microorganisms survive and adapt to the stresses of space. The other will monitor organic molecule stability in space. Nanosatellites can reduce costs and, with multiple payloads, increase the frequency of research missions in space. ORIOS is scheduled to launch no earlier than September 1st. Former Star Trek star and avid NASA supporter Nichelle Nichols took a tour of the Johnson Space Center as part of the Traveling Space Museum, or TSM project. TSM partners with schools to promote space studies and provide mentoring to underserved students in the STEM disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and math. Accompanying Nichols was 11-year-old Imani McGee,